Actually, if you're okay, you want to go a little bit more? No.
Sure. I'm
Yeah. So just to give you an idea of what we would do is, for example, okay. So one of the things you know your wife is looking at, because she knows you've explained it to her, is that you want to not be drinking so much, right? Guess what? If you don't have all the stress associated with managing this whole thing like that, you're going to have a lot more peace, and there's going to be less of a need for you to do it. Period. So solving this problem is actually solving, helping solve.
Yeah.
Right? So that's good. But bottom line is, she wants to see that, you drink less. You smoke less, even more from seeing the guy. Like the basics. So we need to, because you also said you're committed to that too. So it's not like we're doing it for her. It's not like it's codependency. But you said one of the things is running with the wife. Well, because we're going to ask these guys to be anally. See what this guy says to do, send in a report, right? I went the next level. I said, no, I want you to send in a report that is the results you produced every hour, like every moment. I want you to get anal. Well, it's going to take me an extra hour out of my day. That's okay. We'll pay for that. We'll pay an extra hour for you to actually learn how to be accountable for producing results. See, right now they're not accountable. They just do whatever they want as long as they look busy. Yeah. Yes, the boss is going to be an asshole sometimes. Busy. They're getting paid to be busy.
Yeah.
You want them to get paid for results. So without even saying it, you set up a system like this, and they say, well, it's going to take me so long to write it down. That's okay. We don't mind paying extra, right? Because then what ends up happening, guess what? All of a sudden, everything they're doing, they realize, shit, if I don't produce results, I got to say that I produce no results. So without even saying produce results, you don't even say produce results. In fact, we can say to them, we don't even care if you produce results. All we care is that you're honest. But what ends up happening is they produce results. 2 reasons. Because the daily update goes to a central place, and they all have to look at each other's results. So natural competition occurs. Now that's back to my headhunting friend, Rob Reich. He learned this the hard way. He says, Scott, what I learned is that I had to always hire salespeople at least 2 at a time. He said you had to capitalize on the natural competitive spirit. He said whenever he hired one, it was just like it never worked out. But he said as soon as he'd do a campaign in the Toronto Star, and he'd hire at least 2, because he said they would just perform better because they were competing. Even when they weren't competing, they would just have this natural tendency to want to not be the loser.
Makes sense.
Right? And so that's what you want to create here.